Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Hello my dear students to a new lesson and welcome back. This lesson is lesson number 11 and the title of it is Food Plants. Food plants. And this one is specified for the literary students. Look at the picture and guess what will we talk about. Yes, excellent. We will talk about food plants like wheat, barley, and others. Let's do number A. Work in pairs. Discuss these questions. We have here 3 questions. Number 1. What is happening in the picture? Here we want to describe what is happening in the picture. Number 2. What country are the people from? Where are the people from? Where are the people in the picture from? Number 3. What period of history is shown? What period of history is shown? After thinking, we can show you, my students, the answers. So the first one, what is happening in the picture? Farming, agriculture. Some people are farming, are working in their fields, some of them picking or harvesting the barley. Yeah. Number 2. What country are the people from? We can say the people are from Egypt. They are from Egypt. And how can we know they are from Egypt? If we look carefully, we can see the pyramids, 2 pyramids, at the background of the picture. Number 3. What period of history is shown? Maybe 10,000 years ago. This period came back 10,000 years ago. Now, we have number B. Read the article from the Middle East Weekly, then underline the correct option in the sentences below. Here, we want to listen carefully while I'm reading. Our food. Have you ever wondered where our food comes from? I don't just mean out of the packet or from the butcher's shop. I mean once upon a time when sheep, goats, wheat, and barley were wild. When were these plants first cultivated, and where were these animals first domesticated? Archaeologists are the detectives who have looked into this particular mystery. Animal bones, seeds, and pollen, often found in caves, give us clues. The evidence suggests that many of our food plants and domestic animals were first tamed here in our very own region. The Fertile Crescent between the rivers Tigris and Euphrates was known for its farming 9,000 years ago. By then, people had domesticated sheep and goats and were cultivating wheat. Barley was grown in Syria even before that. Cattle were being domesticated in Lebanon. Other cereals like maize and rice came later. Maize came from Mexico and rice from India and China. So all of this text talks about the food, our food. Where did our food come from in the past? Yeah, let's read number B. If plants and animals are wild, they live and grow naturally, are looked after by humans. If you cultivate plants, you eat them or you grow them. If animals are domesticated, they are no longer wild or they are eaten as food. Number 4. Archaeologists look after animals or study the past. Number 5. Tamed means wild or domesticated. If land is fertile, it's good for growing plants, not good for growing plants. Here we have to check our comprehension. Yeah, so let's do the first one. If plants and animals are wild, they live and grow naturally. Yes, this is the correct answer. Because they are wild, they grow naturally in the nature. So here man doesn't look after the animals. Number 2. If you cultivate plants, you eat them or grow them? Sure, you grow them. You grow them. If animals are domesticated, they are no longer wild. Yeah, because they are domesticated, so they are no longer wild. They are domesticated or tamed. Number 4. Archaeologists look after animals. No, they don't look after animals. They study the past. The correct answer is study the past. Number 5. Tamed means wild. No, the opposite of it is wild, but tamed means domesticated. And finally, number 6. If land is fertile, it's good for growing plants. Yeah, if we put some fertilizers in our lands, so it's good for growing plants. Yeah. After that, we can see the answers. Now you can compare your answers with these and correct your answers if you have any mistake. I think you have your time. Let's move to another task. Number C. Cover the article in exercise number B. In the previous exercise, the sentences below have been changed from passive to active. Write them as passive forms. Check your answers in the article. Here, let's ask ourselves, what is the difference between passive and active voice? The passive voice is a sentence which doesn't have a subject, the real subject, the doer of this agent. So in the passive, we omit, we delete the doer, and we put first the object. After that, we put verb to be, then past participle. Here we have an example. When did people first cultivated these plants? It becomes, when were these plants first cultivated? if you have noticed, my students, here we put were as verb to be, and after that we put the verb in the third form, I mean past participle. When were these plants first cultivated? Let's do number 1, 2, and 3. When did people first domesticate these animals? People find animal bones, seeds, and pollen in caves. Everyone knew the Fertile Crescent for its farming. Yes, excellent. Number 1. When did people first domesticate these animals? Let's put these animals. When these animals, yes, excellent, were first domesticated. Number 2. People find animals' bones, seeds, and pollen in caves. So animal bones, seeds, and pollen, yes, all of these were found in caves. Number 3. Everyone knew the Fertile Crescent for its farming. So the Fertile Crescent, yes, was known for its farming. Now you can see the answers after a minute, yeah. Number 1. When were these animals? When were these animals first domesticated? Number 2. Animal bones, seeds, and pollen are found in caves. Or we can say, in the past we can say were found, the same. But here, because this main sentence is in the present, we use the present. So animals' bones, seeds, and pollen are found in caves. Number 3. The Fertile Crescent was known for its farming. It was known for its farming. Let's move to the workbook. We have exercise number A. This exercise says, look at the bar graph. So the kind of graph is bar graph. Then answer these questions. Number 1. What does the graph tell us about farming in Libya? Number 2. What new farming practices have made increases possible? Number 3. Why is increased production so important? Let's look at the bar graph. Level of production for some agricultural and animal products. We have wheat, barley, legumes, vegetables. And we have 2 dates. The first date is 1987 and the second one is 1996. And on the left we have thousands of tons, and we have some figures, 100, 200, 300, 400, etc. If we look at the bar graph, we can answer the questions. So let's come back to the first question. What does the graph tell us about farming in Libya? Yes, here is the answer. The production of wheat and legumes has risen, whereas the production of barley and vegetables has fallen. So some of productions has risen, whereas the other productions has fallen. Number 2. What new farming practices have made increases possible? There are many farming practices like mechanization, irrigation of land, use of fertilizers, plant breeding. So all of these factors help increase the amount of some productions. Number 3. Why is increased production so important? Why is increased production so important? It's so important because the population has grown and demand is higher because products can be exported and increase national income. Because the population has grown, this is number 1, and demand is higher. The demand is higher, and because products can be exported, and finally, eventually, they increase the national income. Now at the end, I want to thank you all, my esteemed students, for listening and being with me. And eventually, I want to say to all my students, goodbye and see you later.